Welcome to APsprayarts. Let's get creative. It's Lauren Oliver, APsprayarts, up here in Canada. As some of you may or may not know, I started off my life when I was 10 years old being a writer. I published 7 mystery novels myself, and to me, things have to have a story. So, like, if we start this story, is this sunrise or sunset? You tell me, what do you think? I'm going with probably sunrise, I think. And these are some wispy clouds. It's a little different way of making clouds, but what else should we do about the story? Well, it needs an ocean or some sort of water, right? So put the horizon there and then spray in a whole bunch of different kinds of blues, reds, oranges, yellows, a little bit of white, and swipe it up, make kind of an ocean. So I'm changing my mind now. I think this is more of a sunset. Lots of bright colors. I can imagine the sun going down behind that water. And you're looking at the clouds, just trying to enjoy. Sometimes you got to dry it up a little bit. But what's on this water? Well, I've done this before, so this is me getting better at it, I hope. So doing a pirate ship. So then you got to think of all the different stories you've seen with pirate ships. Pirates of the Caribbean, Treasure Island. When I was a really little kid, I had this book, and it was 3 pirates, and each one had a different color, and I don't even remember what they did, but I do remember it was a small book, and I read it a lot, and it was just these 3 pirates and how they got their treasure or something like that. I remember Googling it a few years ago to see what it was about, but can I remember? No. So there's the main part of the ship, putting in a little bit of, those could be windows or cannon things or just nails in the side of the boat. And then, of course, the mast going up. So if we take this as a pirate ship, what's it doing? Is it sailing? Is it at anchor? Where in the world is it? Caribbean, Mediterranean. I don't know where all the pirate ships went. But the sails are tied up, so it's not sailing anywhere. It's kind of sitting there. And is this like nasty kind of pirates or Captain Jack's pirates that are a little bit more silly than nasty? Are they hiding out? Maybe it's by Tortuga and they're whooping it up, drinking lots of rum. Maybe they're off trying to find the treasure that's on this island. But either way, when you come up with paintings, you got to come up with stories that come with them, right? There's the reflection of the ship underneath. A little bit of white to help give some depth to the water. Either way, it looks like a nice day for the ship to be sitting there. But what is the ship sitting here? Oh, we got some land coming in. So this land, of course, is going to be the shore of an island. Maybe it's where the pirates are hanging out, hiding out. Maybe it's where they've stored their rum or their treasure. Or they're just looking for stuff or trying to be safe from the East India Company. Or was it West India Company? This is the part of writing when you do researches. And here we go with a little bit of black smudges in to be rocks. Coming in with some trees. Because you need something in the foreground to give your story a little bit of depth and a little bit of interest. When I write novels, I write the basic novel. I write point A to point B. Sometimes I go back and add in a few more points in there. but I write down the basic stuff, the storyline. And then I go back over it and I edit it and I add a whole lot of more things. I suppose it's more rewriting than editing. But I add the color, I add the depth, I add the foreground and the background. I use the five senses. It's like right now, looking at this painting, what are you smelling? Are you smelling the salty air from the sea? What are you hearing? Are you hearing the waves lapping up against the shore? Maybe some birds in the sky? Maybe wind rustling leaves? So here's a napkin brush, gonna do up the trees. Sight, of course, is easiest because you can just describe what you see. Here's the sunset and the different colors and the clouds and the trees going up and all that kind of stuff. Taste is sometimes the trickiest one because you're not tasting something and everything. But I've been near the ocean. You can taste the salty ocean air. So maybe that's what you're tasting in this. Maybe there's some plants around that kind of give off a smell that makes you taste like something. And then of course you got touch. Well, it's a picture. But you could be feeling the mist from the air. You could be able to touch the grass as you're walking along the shoreline. Maybe reach down, touch the ocean water. Is it cold? So then you fill in your story with all of these different senses. And then here is this the hero of our story, or is this the villain of our story? The lone pirate, sailor, standing on the shore, looking out at the ship. Is it his ship? Is it somebody else's ship? Is he Captain Jack and he's going to go and take over the ship? And here's some greenery for the trees. In case you're wondering, I did black so that there's some sort of depth behind the green. So you're getting a little bit of shadow in there. I could have done the black with the green as well instead of doing it, but I want to try it that way. But this is adding color to your story and fine details to it. Yes, editing, you have to go back and you have to subtract. But first you have to add a whole lot, because when I write a story, I'm just writing the basics down, and then I have to go in and flush it out and make it a lot more interesting. And then after it's interesting, I have to go back and take out the things that don't belong in it. So what do you think this story is? Who is this pirate? What is he doing there? Or she, for that matter? Let me know in the comments what you think this story is. Where do you think it's going to go? What's going to happen next? What's already happened before? Put my Siggy down in the bottom. Had a little bit issues trying to get in there, so I had to wet it up again. And here's the finished product. I love this pirate ship. I love making them. Like, subscribe. See you soon.